You hear me? Everybody hears me?
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. I'll start. Hello, everybody. I am Sylvestre Mosse, and I'm gonna introduce a little bit of what we do in Domaine Mosse. So the Domaine Mosse was created by my parents in 1999 in Saint-Lambert-du-Latte, which is in Anjou, in the Loire Valley, in Western France. And it was originally 9 hectares, and now we have 15 hectares, mostly Chenin, Cabernet, but Joseph will tell you a little bit more about our varieties. So they started to work organically straight from the beginning, and also make wine naturally. And yeah, basically that's the way they wanted to work. Here we are in Le Rouge Fer. Le Rouge Fer is one of our most best plots. One of the one we like the most. It's the Chenin that has been planted in 75. It's 1.5 hectare plot, and what can I say about that? It's as you can see, the plants are quite strong, powerful, just like the soil. So the soil is mainly little white rocks, schist on the bottom, and also a little bit of quartz. And the majority is clay. So here we are on top of the hill between Saint-Lambert-du-Latte and Rabelais-sur-Layon, and the clay is pretty thick. So we have 1 meter, 1.5 meters of clay, and it gives a lot of roundness, a lot of thickness to this wine. And I think when my father started to make wine, he really enjoyed this type of very concentrated juice, because he likes to eat, and he likes to eat buttery things, things that are well cooked. And the wine that we make here in this plot is a wine that goes well with his character of I don't know how to say, gourmet. Yeah, gourmet is the word. So this plot is not the only plot that we have on this plateau. Here used to be Marie Bénard. Some of you may know Marie Bénard. It was the oldest plot of Chenin we had. We just pulled it off this year because it was too old. We just kept 2 rows that were a little bit younger, and we're gonna plant it soon again, because it was 70 years old and was not really productive. But the terroir of this plot is really good. And over there, you can see the plantation that we made 3 years ago. It's 1 hectare of Chenin, and it's starting to produce very good grapes, very good quality of grapes. And it's also right at the end, before the trees, we have a little bit of Chardonnay. So this whole area has pretty much the same soil. So we can say maturity of clay and lot of quartz and lots of schist. The quartz can bring a good balance with sharpness and something like crystallinity a little bit on the wine. And the schist, of course, brings this this power and this very strong acidity that is I don't know what to say, like a second thing that you taste. Voilà, basically, I think I'm done with this area. And
Sylvester, could you mention a little bit about what's going on in the vines right now? What the conditions are like, and what you're doing?
Sure. So now the vines are growing really fast because we have a very nice and warm year. So it was since the end of winter, the vines are growing really fast. So here you can see we have already some grapes, like not too much grapes. We prune in a way that we don't produce too much. We want the quality first in those plots. We don't want too much grapes. You can see that on some of those branches there are two grapes, but yeah, that's okay. We don't want to produce too much. We want the quality of the terroir to fill itself in like a short quantity. And so now the work that we do is plow. Sometimes we plow to get rid of the weeds. So here you can see that I have to do it this week. It's my schedule. And also I don't know how to say it, but with the wires, we keep the branches like aligned, so they don't break with the wind or they don't break with the tractor, and they get a nice shot of the sun, so we can ripen the grape as much as possible. Kevin, do you have another question?
No, that's it. We'll go to Joseph in Bonne Blanche.
In Bonne Blanche. That's a good idea. It's a very nice place.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Bonne Blanche. I'm Joseph. I'm 30 years old, and I've been working with my brother for a few years now on the estate. And I started working with my parents in 2010. And yeah, here we are at the Bonne Blanche. It's a very nice parcel of Chenin near the Léon River. Here the vines are between 40 and 50 years old. They are planted on a very schist, there's a lot of schist in the soil, so a very shallow soil. Not as much clay as in the Rouge that you saw earlier, so it's a completely different balance when it comes to the final wine. So it's really interesting for us that we have all this fragmentation in the parcels, so that brings more taste and more different expressions of the Chenin. That's what we like to do with our single vineyards cuvées. And so these two parcels that we visited today, they are single vineyards every year because they have such a strong identity. And they are vinified in oak, slow fermentation in oak. and aging on fine lees for like a year before being bottled. And this is another way to express fully the terroir and this great variety that is Chenin. And so yeah, this year things are good. There was no frost in the spring. We came very close. For a whole week, it was very frightening, but we are safe. So yeah, quite nice grapes, no mildew, no oidium. So we are quite confident that it's going to be a good year quality-wise and quantity-wise as well. So it's nice to finally enjoy a little bit and have fun like this. So yeah.
Joseph, could you show the vineyards a little bit so that we could see the condition of the vineyards now?
Yeah, sure.
We're only seeing you. There we go.
I thought you came to see me, but you're more interested in the vineyard. It's all right. It's all right. So here we pruned this parcel at the end of pruning, so it's less the growth is less advanced as others, but it's still nice branches and nice bunches of grapes as well. So here the Léon River is over there behind those trees, and so it's a very fresh terroir with because this is north, so it's north exposed, so more freshness, more cold. So that's why it's always dangerous with the frost as well, because it's cold. But for the balance of the wine, it's great to have this freshness and plus the minerality that brings that the schist brings in the soil. So it's always one of my favorite wine, this Bonne Blanche.
I'm sorry, Joseph, did you say when this was planted, this vineyard?
Yeah, it was planted like between 40 and 50 years ago. I think, yeah, at the end of the 70s. And here we can see, I don't know if you can see very clearly, but here the soil is only schist. It's only rocks of schist. So there's no weed that can grow on this because the soil is so poor. So that's why the soil is poor. So the vines, they struggle a little bit. And so that's why the wine is so concentrated and so mineral and so nice at the end.
When will you expect the flowering to commence?
Well, it's such an early year, so we expect it in the next few weeks. I don't know exactly, but for sure we're going to have a very early harvest. That's for sure. So we are even contemplating starting harvesting in like end of August, which is unheard of in our region. It's crazy because like 20 or 15 years ago, there was no harvesting before like the end of September. And now things have changed drastically, so we have to adapt, of course. And it's quite amazing to see like a full month ahead like this. So it's quite frightening for the future, but we adapt and we'll see how it goes in the future. And also in the Bonne Blanche, we planted some Savagnin, the variety from Jura, a third of an hectare 2 years ago. And we wanted to experiment a little bit with another variety like this. So I'm going to show you the plot. And because the soil is really rocky and very fresh with the north, so we wanted to have a variety that is quite used to this kind of moist and cold. So, and also a variety that we love very much to drink. So we planted Savagnin, and we hope it's going to be a good fit in the Bonne Blanche.
Joseph, a question came up. How many producers produce a cuvée Bonne Blanche? You, Piton, who else?
Us, Piton, Augereau. I think we're like 4 or 5, I think, probably. That I know of, but I don't really know. But yeah, it's an area where there are some winemakers that give the same name. It's true, and for the Rouge it's the same actually, because now there are some winemakers that have a Rouge Fer cuvée as well. So here is the Savagnin. It's this small plot right here. There used to be no weeds, but with the rain and then the sun, it's all grew back again. So we have to work again. But as you see, the Savagnin is really small at the moment. It's quite fragile, so we have to take good care of it if you want to have some Savagnin wine soon. I don't know what type of vinification we're going to do, but if you guys have any idea, please don't hesitate.
And the vines are Massal from Jura?
No, they're not Marcel, actually. They are plants that we bought to...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good. We can go to Sylvester in the cellar if you think it's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. So what did you want to see, the actual cellar or the place we're going to build?
Let's go to the place where you're going to build. Let's look to the future, because we need some future. We need to think about the future.
Yes. I don't know if he's arrived yet or not, because it's quite a few kilometers driving.
Hey, do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. We hear you.
Okay, cool. I'm still driving.
Okay, that's kind of fun.
Really fast. Breaking so many laws right now for you to make this meeting work.
So some questions you can answer maybe while you're driving. We just saw the Savagnin vineyard, the plantation. When do you expect the first harvest of the Savagnin? Not for another 4 or 5 years, no?
Yeah. I think to have our first barrel 100, let's say 3 years. Being really slowly. We don't know how this grape behaves in Anjou. It's new. I think we are the first ones in Anjou. I know we are not the first ones in the Loire. There's one guy in Muscadet who planted some. I forgot his name. Rotodo, maybe. But yeah, as Joseph said, we love this grape to drink. So that's why we wanted to make ourselves some.
That makes sense.
Yummy. Yeah.
The other question is, how are sales right now in Paris, and where are your wines, and locally also?
You mean the sales?
Yes. What percentage of your business is in Paris and local?
So we started to sell a little bit more to people, to make deliveries to people who wanted to buy wine, so like 6, 12, 18 bottles. That sort of things we didn't do before this whole crisis. So we can say that for almost 2 months the sales were nearly stopped. But with this thing that we made up, we kind of saved a little bit of the company. We yeah, it was not a lot of wine, but it was just a little bit to pay our employees, and yeah, it's not survival, but it was not the best period for us. Normally, March, April is the period we sell the most, and this year we didn't sell anything, pretty much. But it's starting to come back. So many restaurants in Paris do a food takeover, so you can take out. I don't know. Yeah. So people can order food and buy a bottle of wine and go their places and drink. So that's starting to work a little bit. Okay, we're here. Wow. Hello. So, where do I start? Wait a minute. Yep. So, it's a pretty cool place. It's not in the village of Saint-Lambert-du-Latte. It's the next village called Saint-Aubin-de-Lunier. You might know it. There are other cool winemakers here, like Jérôme Sorigny used to live here. Well, I don't really know who else. There's a pretty big house that we bought with half of it is actually a guest house. So people are gonna come here whenever they want. It's a 4-bedroom thing. So it's nice because this place is really quiet. As you can see, we have chicken right there. We have a very cool park, and we have this old building that used to be a farm for cows and pigs and stuff like that. So it's not, we cannot make wine in there because it's dangerous, actually, mostly dangerous. So we're gonna build a new cellar where this building and the cars are soon-ish, and we are really excited.
What will you be able to use that other building for? Anything? For tractors or anything?
This one?
Yes.
No, this one is a bit shaky, so we have to put it down.
Okay. Okay.
This is Agnès.
Hello, Agnès.
Yeah, very well. I'm showing people where we're gonna work soon.
Nice place.
It's a nice place. One of the best places to
Hey, Sylvester, I think we're losing your connection a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. It's Are we back? Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. Non, j'ai pas les clés du bureau. This is René Mosse. Yes. Hello. My father.
Salut, René.
Kevin says salut. Hi, Kevin.
Bonjour.
Look at Kevin. And those are asparagus. Mm. Do you have something to say about La Bergerie? La Bergerie is the nicest place in the world. The more quiet, the more beautiful, the more everything.
I think we all
Miss
agree.
you, Kevin.
I think we all agree. We miss you too.
They all agree with you. So yeah, next time you come, well, you've been here, some of you. Next time you come, we'll be here again and have fun once this crisis is over, right? When is the party? The party is pretty much every day. Yeah. So if you stop by, find a piece of ham, magnum of Cabernet, and here we go.
Sylvestre, there was one question that I missed a little earlier. Are there any other grapes you'd be looking forward to trying to plant in your vineyards? Any other different grapes than what you have already?
Well, with Joseph, we really like Syrah, but we don't have. I'm not sure we have the terroir for Syrah. We begin with Savagnin, and we'll see. Maybe we'll plant a little bit more Gros Lot. We love Gros Lot Gris. We really like Gros Lot Gris because it's so fresh, it's so exotic, and we want to make more of this juicy grape. What grape do you think we should plant?
I'm waiting for some answers from some people. There's a vote for Gros Lot. More Gros Lot Gris. Onise.
Onise from Roche? Wow. Okay.
No.
Interesting. César. Okay. Pinot d'Onis too. All right. Okay. I'll speak to the board about the Pinot d'Onis situation. I'm gonna continue the visit with you because we have another building down there. There used to be a house pig. I don't know how you say it in English. This one, and we want to make it a barrel cellar. So only barrels of whites and reds. It's like a very long corridor, quite low. So it's perfect for barrels. Now it's messy because we don't like to much. One day there'll be barrels of wine in there. That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And voila. Will you continue to produce your vermouth? Yes, we will. So the vermouth thing was not one shot. We made the first vermouth. It was 70 liters just to try, and year we made more. We made 1,200 bottles, and I think people really like it. And Joseph wants to make a red vermouth, so that's the next thing we'll do for sure. It's really fresh. It's really fresh. Well, it's funny to use our wine to make a beverage that different. So we will make more for sure.
Okay, Sylvester, that was great. Thank you so much. Thanks for the visit. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
We miss you. We hope to see you soon. Just stay
yeah,
safe. You stay safe here, and
Yeah.
we'll see you before long. Okay.
Okay,
Ciao.
with pleasure. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
Bye to Joseph also.
Yeah, I will.